Hey Giants, good morning. I am going to take some time to do an overview of the my12journeys.com website and our SG program. Wanted to show because I have people that are asking, how do you, run the program? What does it look like? I want to go over some of the resources with you so that you can see some of the things we give our attendees. In addition to the book, The Giants and the Smalls, we also have our workbook that they get, and then we do these pocket cards that remind them of the 12 journeys. We have the SG Journal and a bunch of other resources that are designed to help our participants really get the most out of the SG program. So first thing I'll tell you about is my12journeys.com is the hub for everything. I'll go over the website and how to use that. You guys are welcome to comment right here if you have any questions. But the 12 journeys come from the book The Giants and the Smalls. It's a framework that giants use to live a giant life. So the first 6 journeys in the 12 journeys are called the root journeys. And so they go from non-consciousness to awareness to grief to acceptance, gratitude, and empowerment. The reason for those is our non-conscious journey is about really understanding the brain and how it works, how it wires things, neuroplasticity, how the neurons work, how memories are developed, how our identities are created, where they come from, how big is the brain, how much capacity does it have to create something new in our lives? Are we stuck? Do we have to be this person that we've been our whole life? And our goal in that first journey is to really teach you that no, that our brains are adaptable and they're very powerful, and you can create your identity in any way that you would like. It's not a fake it till you make it kind of thing. It's truly you become the identity you want to carry into your life. So for many of us, that was programmed in by our family, our culture, our society. And what we try to do is help you to just see that, to break free from it, which leads us to the second journey, the journey of awareness, which is where we really dive into how to wake up to that. How do you see your unconscious patterns? How do you notice them without judgment or justification? Because for many of us, we get stuck in justifying or judging our non-conscious patterns when we wake up to them. There's a lot of shame, there's a lot of guilt, there's a lot of blame that shows up. And when we get into that space, we can't really change it. And so it's really essential that you start to learn how to wake up to those patterns that you have, those thought patterns, emotional patterns, action patterns, without adding additional harm to them. And so the second journey is all about waking up to that in a powerful way so that you can start to change it. Who was it? I'll think of it eventually. But there's a statement that says that awareness is the first step in transformation, and acceptance is the second step in transformation. And we'll get to that. The third journey is about grief, navigating your heavy emotions and being able to get through those powerfully, and so that they don't overtake you. So heavy emotions like grief, anxiety, depression, anger, the heavier emotions, a lot of us avoid those, but they're actually useful. They can be alarm systems. They can tell us that something needs attention. Good morning, Amy. Good to have you here. And I'm going to show you some of the tools as we go through this, but I want to explain as a foundation the 12 journeys so that you have that as a foundation here. But the journey of grief is incredibly powerful because when you learn to be with your heavy sensations, then you can start to heal those. Barry McDonough says it's a paradox that the more you face your emotions and not run from them, you don't have to do anything with them. But when you acknowledge that they're there, they dissolve on their own. And so that's what we're learning is during the journey of grief, it's all about being with your heavy emotions and not letting them overpower you, but also not shaming them for being there. They were engineered into you, and there's a reason they're there. The fourth journey is about acceptance and acknowledging what is without resigning to it. You don't have to love what is, but you do have to acknowledge it. And so we take you through the journey of learning how to acknowledge what is in your world, what has been, without losing yourself to it, which takes us to the journey of gratitude, which is where you start to see the positive in the world. It's a foundation of all abundance. When you get into that journey of gratitude, you're really starting to see the good that surrounds you, and you start to notice that not everything is negative. And then you go into the journey of empowerment, which is the final journey in the root journeys, which is where you learn tools to self regulate, to get yourself back into a sympathetic or parasympathetic state so that you're not reacting to your world. And so we teach you tools, everything from, and this isn't a replacement for therapy, just to be clear, but tools like dialectical behavioral therapy, breathing, cold water therapy. These are all things to help you regulate your body so that you can get back on track and start to do the powerful things that you're capable of. So these root journeys are essential. They're a foundational operating system that let you really see that you're not broken. You're not functioning in a negative way. I mean, maybe you have patterns of behaviors that are, but you're not broken as a person. I hear a lot of people that go through our program, when they come in initially, they have a lot of shame-based words about themselves and how they identify themselves. And our goal is to move you from that small thinking into the giant, like we say here, the giant thinking, to navigate through that so you're not getting stuck in those labels that you're giving yourself. When we go from the root journeys, we move into the growth journeys. There's 5 of these, which are uncertainty, abundance, vision, surrender, and nurture. And so the reason for navigating uncertainty is that a lot of us are afraid of the unknown. We don't know what to expect next. We want to predict it. Our minds are prediction machines. And so if we can't see what's going to happen next, we have a lot of fear and anxiety about that. And so it can keep us stuck. So we teach you how to navigate the unknown and see it not as limitation, but as possibility, because when nothing is sure, everything is possible. From there, we move into the journey of abundance, where you see that everything you need, every resource you need to create anything you can imagine is already here, and it's up to you to transform it from the form it's in into the form you have in mind. And then from there, we move to vision, where you start to envision and imagine a brighter future for yourself. And that leads us to surrender and nurture, where you learn to let go, because you're not responsible for how it comes about or when it comes about, but you are responsible for your action and activity. So those 2 journeys work together to help you stay in action around your dream and creation, but let go of the control and the manipulation of your dream. And bringing that into reality requires that you surrender and act. So they both have to be there. The final journey is the piece that holds it all together. It's the legacy journey. It's the 12th journey, and it's all about the gift that you want to bring to the world. Each of us has unique talents and ways of being that no other person will be able to match. We have a fingerprint when it comes to that. And so the legacy journey is about recognizing your power, your gift, your impact, and then bringing that into reality. And that might be just impacting your family, that might be impacting the world. And so the legacy journey is recognizing what it is that you have as a unique gift and talent, and how to bring that out to ripple out to the world and make an impact for others. So I want to show you, now that you have a context for the 12 journeys and what they are. This is our hub. So when you go to my12journeys.com, this is what you're going to land on. There's a free tool and application you can get here when you click on that link. There's a playlist. So I'll go through this fairly quickly, but I want you to see it. So the playlist is from the movie The Giants and the Smalls that we're visioning into creation. So it's over 2 hours of music, all related to giantness. And it's from some of the top artists out there. There's songs that they've written on being a giant in the world. So you can grab that on Spotify if you want to listen to some really good music. We have all our books right here, so you can grab all of our books quickly and easily on Amazon. Then we have our merchandise. Now, this is a speech that I did in the UK in May of last year, so you can watch that. It gives you a really strong sense of what the 12 journeys are and how they can impact your life. And as we go through all of this, I just want you to know that you're welcome to reach out to me privately. You can do a DM or a message to me. And if you want to have a conversation personally for you, I'm willing to do that. I don't need anything from you. I don't need you to do this program, but if I can be of service to you, I'll do that. Now, if we start doing that ongoing, that might need a coaching agreement if we're going to do that. But if I can do a session or 2 with you to help you really kind of see how powerful the 12 journeys can be for your life, I am happy to do that. And there is no charge for me to do that. So I'll send you a calendar link and we'll get you in the calendar and you can experience what the 12 journeys are. Now, we have all of our merchandise in here. We have just what the program is about and how it works, our partner coaches. So we have coaches that actually use our 12 journeys framework in their own businesses. And so you have an access to our coaches here. You can look at the SG programs, which I'll go over, some of that in just a minute and how that works. And then you have access to our Wake Up with Giants TV podcast, where you can interact with now the videos. So we developed this LM module now that allows you to go in and either watch the videos that we put together. We have over 330 interviews that we've done so far, or you can ask them any questions. So this LM module, what it did is it took the transcripts from all of these videos, and now it lets you ask these videos any question you want. So if you want to go in there and say, look, I'm feeling anxiety today and I don't know how to handle it, can you help me with some tools or resources that might help me to do that? It's going to go through and analyze all the sources and pull answers from those interviews that we've had to support you. One of my favorite features is right here. It's the podcast portion of that LM module. And what it does is it goes through on almost a 30-minute podcast of two hosts talking back and forth about the Wake Up with Giants TV resources, and allows you to, if you want, you can go into the interactive mode here and you can actually become a guest on the podcast and start asking them questions, and they'll answer them back and then go back to the podcast. It's freaking amazing what technology is allowing us to do. So you can watch the videos here. You can go to our channel and subscribe. If you are looking to be a guest on our show, you can apply to be a guest here. So we've got everything all in one place for you. What I want to show you is that for our program, the SG program, here's how we run it. So we just finished up SG 16, and we had an amazing group of people that just went through on it. And so what an SG is, it stands for Sum Gigante, and it means I am giant in Latin. We run cohorts. So when we run a program, you're part of a small group of people who run for 6 weeks on that program, and you learn to embody and internalize the operating system of the 12 journeys. And the 12 journeys are foundational to everything that you're going to touch in your life. They're basic human principles that you're going to need to know to be healthy in anything from your finances to your health to relationships. They're principles that I use in my life daily, because there are times that I go through a struggle and I've got to go back through my roots and through my grief cycle and my acceptance and just really be with that experience. So when people are going through our program, we meet for an hour and a half once a week. And I have 12 new characters that have been developed for the Giants and the Smalls. And there's a metaphor and story for each of those characters. Each of those characters represents one of the 12 journeys. And these are the journeys that Rhett went on to become a giant among giants. So in between the time that he started to grow in his home and went to the land of the giants to learn how to be a giant, there were 12 journeys that he went on to become that giant. So in our sessions, what we do is we spend a good portion of going through the metaphor of that journey and the science behind it. And then we open up for discussion. So we spend about an hour and a half going through, checking in and seeing how you did through the week, and then really diving into the next journey, teaching the metaphor of the journey, and then teaching the science behind it. And it's a really incredible way to teach the 12 journeys, because it helps you to embody it in your own way. Now, these tools that I'm showing you here are only available to our participants. So you won't even be able to access these or see these if you're not part of the program. So we have in here all of the printable materials that the person will need for their course. So the framework for the SG program, we have a folder set up for their recordings and the gold extraction from the transcripts of their recordings. So they can go back at any time for the rest of their lives, go back to their recordings and watch those sessions all over again. We have the Giants and Smalls book in there, the origin stories, my poetry, these pocket reminder cards, digital format are in there. And then each of our participants gets one of these pocket cards to carry around with them, so they have quick reference to what the 12 journeys are. We have the worksheets that they're going to need, the workbooks that they're going to need. Some of those come in printed format, like I said, but some are digital, so that they can go through and just be with the process of embodying the 12 journeys. We have our Dream Slicer workbook, which takes your big dreams and slims them down to something actionable that you can actually work on. And then one of our more powerful tools is the Sensation Noticer. It's a tool designed to help people really be with the sensations of their body and grow from those. So there's two portals here, one for our SG members and then one for our partners. There are quite a few more apps built in for our partners that the standard members don't get. And that's because our partners have to be able to teach the tools. So we have tools and resources in there for them to help them to become a better coach. So when they're sitting with somebody, they're creating real impact. Down here, we have access to the books again. And each of the journeys has an LM. So similar to what I showed you just now on the Wake Up with Giants TV, I put together an LM with all of the research and support for that journey so that you can have a conversation with it. So similar to AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, you can come in here with the Notebook LM and ask it any question around that journey, and it's going to answer that for you based on the resources. You can also click on the resource and open that up and read it directly, or watch the YouTube video associated with this. Or you can come over here to some pre-built resources that we built that you can just quickly reference or dive into to see what the 12 journeys are. And again, the podcast portion of each of these, each one has its own podcast that you can interact with and dive deep into the 12 journeys framework. And so there's one for all 12. Down here, you have digital downloads of each of the books that they'll be using for the program. And then we have access to all of our videos. So there's over 330 interviews, plus all the master classes, plus any, specific topics that you want to talk about. Again, the Wake Up with Giants TV LM is there. So if you don't want to go through and find it here, dive into that app and it will allow you to talk to all of the videos. I say talk to, but it really is, you're having a conversation with it. So down here, we built applications for each of our SG members. So these applications have different tasks. The Mirror app has you look at what's going on in you, where it came from, what protector part is showing up, how to grow that. You get into own your shit. You're no longer putting the power out there outside of you. You're pulling back the responsibility of your well-being into you. And so that's an application in GPT designed to get you to look internally. The Pause application has you really look at how you can grow by acknowledging what is, perceiving it, and then moving into auditing it. Is it serving you or is it not? Uncovering where it came from and then empowering it in a new and more powerful direction. Each of these tools is designed to really help you grow from small to giant on no matter what you're facing. The Giant Revolution, Stretch Revolution here is part of our program. So it's daily emails for 6 months on each of the 12 journeys to really help you anchor in what the 12 journeys are and how to implement them in your life. Now, these are all built into our program for our SG members. So as they're going through that, they can use these resources to dive deeper or after the program to go back and reflect and come back to these as many times as they need to continue their growth journey. And so, thank you, Andrea. There are tons of amazing tools in here. It's just, my goal is to continue to enhance your experience. I wanted to give you a demonstration of what we do in the 12 Journeys program. Our goal is to move you through those journeys and have you embody those so that you're no longer struggling with your identity, behaviors and patterns that are holding you back, and the things that have held you stuck for so long. And so I've developed all of these tools alongside my business partner, Ryan Morris. We've put together a program that is so comprehensive. There's nothing like it in the market right now, but it's really designed for you. So we've designed it so that you can come in here with whatever challenges you're facing and use it alongside your therapy, use it alongside the tools you're currently using, use it as a foundation and a framework that underlies everything you do. And each of these items was created to help you do that. So you can learn more at my12journeys.com. If you just go there, you can check it out and just play around on the hub. There's a ton of information in there for you. And then if it would serve you to have a conversation with me about these programs and not even that, if I can just serve you, then reach out to me and let's have a session. And it's my gift to you. And I'll show you the power of the 12 journeys with whatever you're facing, so that you can experience it. So I appreciate you watching for a minute. I definitely wanted to get that out there and let you know what we're up to and why this is so powerful. And just appreciate you being a part of our journey. and go make it a giant day. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.